Welcome back, everyone. It is Wednesday, which means we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock at TMZ to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly and Jeremy. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we always look forward to seeing you on Wednesdays. And we like the headlines, and it seems like we want to go with Britney first.
Yes, but by the way, can I just say, is that a backdrop behind you? Because that looks too perfect to be real.
That's their house. That's their view.
Michael, what is that? What is behind you?
That's my view. It's a marina in Los Angeles. So, yeah, it's a pretty nice view.
I'm so jealous.
We are jealous. But last week it snowed, and Jenny was jealous that
What?
Yeah, one day it snowed here, but this is what you get in Missouri.
I got like 3 inches at my house, Michael Babcock.
Yeah.
In April?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys got to come out here and visit me. Everybody.
I agree. So what's going on with Britney?
Let's talk about Britney Spears.
Yeah.
In honor of Jeremy, I know we had to start with Britney Spears today. And look, this could be good. So Britney Spears has been battling it out with her father in court over this conservatorship for a long time now. Look, it's been 13 years that Britney has been under conservatorship, so meaning there is somebody else who is in charge of not only her daily life, but also making all of her financial and her business decisions. And for the business side of things, for a very long time now, for over a decade, that has been Jamie Spears, Britney's dad. So Britney she's not fighting the conservatorship. She has never fought the conservatorship. She just wants her dad off of her case. She doesn't want her dad making these decisions. Well, yesterday in court, there was a pretty monumental thing that happened. So Britney's attorney said that Britney actually wants herself to speak with the judge one-on-one and have a conversation. Now, there was nothing more said about the contents of the conversation, what was going to be said, but just the mere fact that Britney Spears actually wants to speak to the judge herself, a lot of people were taken aback by that and wondering what she could have to say to the judge. There are some people that think it has to do with some of the things that the Free Britney people, the people who believe that Britney is, in a way, being held against her will. A lot of people think it has to do with that. It could be a number of things, but the bottom line is that Britney Spears is going to have a conversation with the judge, and it likely has to do with her father, Jamie Spears, and it's going to be fascinating to see what comes out of this and what Britney says. And hopefully it's something that we find out because, again, this is a person who doesn't talk very often, and to speak to a judge about her own case has been unheard of for Britney Spears.
I didn't know that would be a legal thing. I mean, I didn't know that she could do that outside of the courtroom.
Yeah, well, I don't know that's necessarily going to be outside of the courtroom, Kelly, but I think it will actually be part of it. Whether or not it'll happen in front of everybody, it could just be a sidebar conversation. But still, nonetheless, very rare, very infrequent that Britney, who has been through this process, again, for a long time, and she's never done anything like this in the past. So definitely strange for Britney.
Yeah.
Michael, can I say something slightly controversial? Do you mind?
Yeah, I would love you to.
Okay, do you follow Britney on Insta? Do you know Britney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I follow her closely. I watch her videos. I was trying to analyze the situation with Britney because I'm not saying it's necessarily a mental thing, like a mental capacity. The more I watch her videos and her posts and I'm watching what she's doing, I think it might be a maturity thing. I think she was famous so young. Her maturity is so different than a normal person who grows up working, making money, handling it, because her posts to me are very odd. And I wonder if that has something to do with just being able to handle the adult situations when she's been handled so long. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
No, I think you're right. It's almost like she became famous so young and it was so intense, Jeremy. Like, there's different levels of fame, right?
Yeah.
She was so famous. It's almost like she was frozen in time back at that age when all that happened to her. And yeah, that's what it seems like. I was watching a video yesterday of her making a sandwich on Instagram, and it's very, very childlike.
Yes, that's exactly it, Michael. She's very childlike.
That reminds me a lot of like the Michael Jackson thing, but that makes you, and I don't know her relationship with her father, but that might be still his perception that she can't handle her own money and own life.
Right. Yeah, I think, just trying to do the comparison on the fly here, I mean, with Michael Jackson, too, obviously that's someone who was famous even younger. And similar situation there. Yeah, it's...
Michael, too, speaking of, I don't know if you watched The Hills reboot last year. Tommy,
I've seen some of it. I watched the original Hills, but I didn't see all of the reboot, but I saw some of it.
On the reboot, Brandon Lee is on, Tommy Lee and Pamela's son. He said something so poignant that it stuck with me. He said his dad, Tommy Lee, when he became famous at about 18, that his dad was stuck in a time warp at 18 and never matured past 18. And that kind of made me think of the Britney situation.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be it. And keep in mind, I've never went to a minute of schooling for this, but it seems that has to be it. She just seems frozen in time, a time period when she was the biggest star in the world. And I feel for her. I think so many people do. You don't necessarily have to be the Free Britney people to hope that Britney Spears is okay and that she's just happy with her life. She's still young. She's still really young. That's what's pretty shocking about all of it, is that she's still a relatively young person and she has a lot of life left to live. So you hope she's okay.
We hope things get better for Britney. Okay, do we want to go on to Tiger King?
I would love to go on to Tiger King. So this is a wild story. And Jeremy said this when we were talking before we went on the air, that he's sensing a Tiger King too. And I think that he's right, because there is a lot of drama. Even with Joe Exotic sitting in prison for 2 decades, there is plenty of drama just with Jeff Lowe and Carol Baskin. So yesterday morning, they had an incident at Jeff Lowe's zoo in Oklahoma. So Jeff Lowe's son sees somebody flying a drone above their property, seemingly photographing their animals. So Jeff Lowe's son kind of races out of the zoo, goes looking around the perimeter of the zoo, and he says he sees Carol Baskin, her husband Howard, and some neighbors with a film crew, and there's somebody there operating the drone. He confronts them, Jeff Lowe's son, that is. They leave. So Jeff Lowe's son goes back to the house, tells his dad. His dad calls the police. They don't wait for the cops to come. Why would they? They go and confront. The neighbors, and a scuffle ensues not with Carol or Howard, but one of the neighbor's sons. So a scuffle ensues. The cops finally get there. Now the cops are investigating. This report is going to be sent to the district attorney. Now it's possible that Jeff Lowe, Carol, Howard, all of them could face some sort of a charge for this incident yesterday. But the bottom line is that, by the way, I should say, Carol and Howard were there, and they were flying a drone.
What?
Yeah, we spoke with. So Jeff Lowe is not this is not some Jeff Lowe conspiracy theory. He actually is right, because we talked to Carol and Howard, and they said, yeah, that was us there. We were flying this drone.
Oh, my goodness.
It's true.
It is true. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's crazy.
Well, Kelly, you and I should go down there. Oklahoma is very close to us, Michael.
My brothers are in Oklahoma. Yeah,
we'll drive down there for you.
Yeah.
You should get a drone.
We'll get the scoop.
We'll break the scoop to TMZ.
Oh, we will.
You guys get a drone, and I like it.
Well, Michael, we're out of time.
Yeah, we are out of time for that last story.
We're so sorry, Michael, but save it for next week.
Yeah. Okay.
We did too much Britney Spears, but
well, it gets my blood boiling,
We'll see you next week, Michael.
Bye, guys.
Happy Wednesday.
See you later.
Bye.
And you can get to TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weeknights at 12:30 a.m. Coming up, we're heading back to the Alamo Draft House, where I heard that Kerrigan and Jen John Meyer have a few beverages to sample at the back lot. So.
Yeah, I saw them sitting at the bar.
I did. We'll be right back. Tiger King 2.
Oh, my goodness.